Hi guys, this video is for the person that contacted me wanting to know about a recipe to start off with, a cold process soap recipe that you were just getting started in soap making. So I just wanted to give you resources here for where you can find. Of course you could go online. Daisy, that's enough. You can go online and look up recipes, or I found really nice place to start. There's some books that you can get, and this one is a really good book to have, The Soap Maker's Companion by Susan Miller Kavich, or Kavich, however you say that. And this book here has it starts off, it's got all that you need to know as far as what you need for equipment, safety precautions, things like that. Then it's got some good basic recipes for you to start off with. And then it's, once you do that basic recipe, it's got some other experimental recipes you can fool around with. You can start off with this. I didn't personally do this, but this is an experimental bar recipe that will make one 5-ounce bar. I didn't do that. I started off with a full batch myself. And they do have a recipe here. This is a Soap Essentials bar here that just, it's just a basic recipe. It's got olive oil, coconut oil, and palm oil in it. And if you want this recipe, just send me a message and I will give it to you. It makes 15 4-ounce bars, so this is a pretty big batch. So I don't know if you'd want to start off with this one or not, but they also have other recipes in here that are fairly simple too to try. So I would definitely, this gives you different techniques too, as far as like swirling, molds. It's got recipes in there for cream and lip balms and different things like that too. So and then it also has something I loved here, was it's got the different oils and butters here, and it tells you over here what each of them will contribute, like whether it will contribute, having a hard bar, cleansing, fluffy lather, stable lather, conditioning, and quick to trace. And that's very helpful when you start making your own recipe. I would suggest, starting off with a tried and true recipe from either here or online or whatever, just a basic simple recipe. And from there, that's just Julia, from there, maybe trying some other recipes or start formulating your own. But I definitely start off with a tried and true recipe first. And this also covers, it covers colorants, natural colorants, scents, like, different, it even gives you different scent combinations as far as essential oils and stuff in here to start off with. So definitely I would start off, it's got troubleshooting. I would start off with this. It's just got a wealth of information in there for you. And from there, you can go, start, what I did was, I actually started with 2 other books that somebody let me borrow. I got this book, and then there was 2 other books that a friend let me borrow. And those books, I don't believe they're in circulation anymore. They were really old books, so I don't even remember the names of those. But that's what I started off with. And my first recipe was a 100% olive oil Castile soap. And I didn't even know at the time the stick blenders were something that you could use for soap making. So I actually stirred mine, figure eights for about an hour. And then I finally poured it into the mold after an hour, when I wasn't even sure if it had hit a trace or not, but it came out wonderful. So, but a stick blender will definitely help you with this, unless you want to get that real feeling for stirring by hand with a spoon. Another thing that's very important, and like that, getting a book to learn the basics would be the best thing to do before you start a batch. You know, there's some safety issues that are very, very important. One of them is really important is, you know, you never add your water to your lye. You always add your lye to your water. So that's a really important point, and something that if you get a book, you're going to cover those basics. When you get comfortable with making a couple basic recipes, or you know, a couple tried and true recipes from somebody else, then you can move on to what I did was I would try my different bars, and I'd say, wow, I really like how this one moisturized. I like how this one, why was this one such a hard bar? Why did this one produce such a big lather and this one doesn't have much of a lather? And I started going back over my recipes, and I just studied and studied and studied and studied those ingredients, trying to figure out what did what, and studying my chart to, you know, figure out what contributed. And then I came up with my own recipe. And when you feel comfortable doing that, go online, do a search for soap calculators or cold process soap calculators. And there's quite a few out there. You know, there's some out there that will, when you punch in the ingredients that you want, it will actually tell you you can look and see, it's going to tell you, you know, this is going to produce like this one will be 41% hard. It will be 25% cleansing. It'll be 55% conditioning. And it will tell you, and you can keep adjusting your amounts of the different oils and butters until you come up with that recipe that fits everything that you want. When I first started it, I let the soap calculator online pick the level of superfatting and the level of water discount, because I didn't even know anything how to deal with that in the beginning. And now, you know, when you get more experience, you can go in and you can pick your level of water discount and superfatting. So yeah, and then you can, those ones you can usually print your recipe right off the computer too, which is really handy. And you know, other things that I found handy was getting books like this, The Complete Book of Essential Oils and Aromatherapy. This gives you some, you know, really good, it'll tell you the different benefits of the different essential oils. Here's another one, The Complete Aromatherapy Tutor. I like this one. This one, personally, I like this one better. But there's all kinds of books out there that you can get on different, you know, natural things. And what I did after, I'd get books like that, and then I'd make myself little lists here. And these lists, I'd write down essential oils, butters, and oils that contributed different things. Like here, oily skin, I'd write down the different oils, butters, and essential oils that would help with that. You know, I have one for UV ray protection, cellulite, combat cellulite, antioxidizing, anti-inflammatory, soothes achy muscles and joints. And I make myself these little cheat sheets just by studying different books and different things to figure out what would be most beneficial. And then that would help me later on in my soaps and other different things that I made, you know, for figuring out a formula that would work best for those. Yeah, so I hope that's helped some. Again, I really think you would, this book here is like $18.95, and you could get it most anywhere. I got this one, I think, up to Borders. You can order it online. If someone you know has it, you can borrow it. You could probably get it at the library. It's, you know, a pretty popular book for soap makers. So I would highly suggest starting with the book. Start off in the very beginning, read the safety precautions and just the basics, and then, you know, either take a recipe from here or find a basic recipe online that's not too complicated and start off with that. And once you do that, I guarantee, you know, it will only take 1 or 2 batches before you go, okay, I'm ready to go off on my own, and, you know, come up with my own recipe. So anyway, I hope that's helped you some, and I appreciate you contacting me. I'm sorry, I know I told you I was going to do this video several days ago, and I've been so busy, and I've had so much trouble with my webcam and uploading videos that I just, you know, a 10-minute video to to take 2.5 hours out of my day to upload a 10-minute video is just not working. My webcam happens to be working right now at the moment. That's why I'm trying to do this video for you really quick, because it only takes me a 10-minute video on here, only takes me about 25 minutes or so to upload, so that's a lot better. Anyway, I hope I've covered everything. If you have any other questions, definitely just contact me. I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. And all right, thanks so much. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.